18 months ago, life changed. I became a mother. Now, time is more restricted, motivation fluctuates, and training looks different. Some days, I feel strong. Others, I wonder if I'm just clinging on to the past version of myself. The mission isn't solely 70.3 worlds. It's about rediscovering my love of sport and finding my drive.
So my motivation at the moment is literally like this. Like some days I wake up and I'm like, yes, I want to nail this. I've got the world champs. It's really cool. I've qualified. I want to just go there and do my best. And then I also have days when I'm like, why? And I really question my why and I look at the bigger picture of what's important in life. And I think since having Magnus, I've realised that health is the biggest thing. And then I go, well, I'm really lucky and actually triathlon makes me healthy and it makes me mentally and physically healthy and training helps with that. But I also some days just go, well, there's more important things than doing sport. And actually, instead of going for that bike ride, I could just go and hang out with Magnus. And actually, yesterday afternoon, I should have gone for a 2-hour bike ride. Instead, I went to a local event in the park, there's the three of us, and came home and I was like, oh, I should get on the turbo. And I did a half an hour. So yeah, my reasoning, my why keeps changing, and as a result, so does my training. And if I look back on HumanGO, I've got some days where I'm like nailing it all, and then I have a period when there's nothing, and I think, should I do a reset on the app, or should I just, carry on and just go, well, getting on and starting is better than nothing, and let's not think about the bigger picture. And it's weird because I obviously felt really emotional going into that 70.3 in Elsinore when I qualified. And I was in my head, I've got 4 months, doesn't matter, as long as I qualify, I've then got 4 months. And I qualified and I was like, world champs, 4 months, I'm gonna nail this. We're now 2 months out, and I've basically wasted the last 2 months in training terms. So August has just been a great month, and I've just enjoyed summer, and it's suddenly September, and I realise I've got 2 months to go, and I've got a lot of training to do.
All right, today's session isn't one of my favourites, but it is getting a good bang for my buck. It's a threshold session. And I often would rather stay away from those, but it's good. It's in my plan, so I have to do it. And it's only an hour and 12 minutes. Most of my bike sessions are around that time, which is just about on the cusp of the amount of time, A, I have available, and B, I can cope with being on the turbo. But for those of you who aren't familiar, this is on the training app, HumanGO, which is basically an AI training tool. And it is suiting me perfectly right now because I don't really feel like I am needing a coach at the moment, but I definitely need something more than just a plan. And the best part is, if I miss a session, or just life gets in the way, or I miss a few sessions, or things just change, I can put this in, or I can put in a day off, and then I can do a replan. And I'm not gonna lie, there have been a few replans already in the last couple of months, and I probably need to do another one because last week is looking pretty bare, as you can see. And to make life even easier, Human Go and Rouvy are linked, so all my sessions are just already on there, which is very cool, so I don't need to be too awake in the morning, so I can just get up, have a look at what's on, or quite often just get straight onto Rouvy and start pedaling. And I can even choose what course I want to ride, and there is Weymouth on there already, which is my next race, so I obviously haven't got time to get down there and ride it, and it's given me a little bit of an idea of what to expect next weekend, so I should probably get on with this. I'm doing my special session on Weymouth this morning, so. Okay, this is quite cool. This is my first look at Weymouth. And no, I have not had to go down there. Well, I haven't had time to go down there, and realistically. But James and the GCN team went down there, and they recorded the course for me, which is so cool.
So I've done Weymouth 70.3 before, and Heather keeps asking me about the course. And to be honest, I don't really remember it very well. So I found a solution. I'm gonna go and record the entire course and create a route on Rouvy so Heather can see the whole route from the comfort of her turbo trainer. All right, well, job done. Driven the whole route. A lot easier than riding the route as far as I remember. Right, time to get these files off to Rouvy so they can build a route so Heather can learn the route.
So I am doing one of HumanGO workouts on Rouvy on the Weymouth course. So I've kind of got to try and concentrate on some hard efforts. I've happened to have chosen a threshold session
whilst trying to look at the course. And it currently looks like a really lovely sunny day that James went down there. I think it's going to look very different on race day, but I'll definitely have a great idea of where the hills are and yeah, just what to look out for. So I haven't done this before. It's quite cool. Go and see a new part of the UK just down the road from us. Doing my training since being, I guess, retired, which is how I sort of class myself in the world of sport, has really varied. And I've, had real highs and I've got really fit and I've done running PBs, and then I've got so unfit that I get almost less motivated because I don't even know where to start. So it's changed constantly. But since having Magnus, since becoming a mum, it's changed again. And it took me a long time to get back. I was so desperate to get back to fitness because I felt like that's me, that's where I'm happy. And I don't think I put pressure on. I was like, really went on the side of being reserved because I know health is the biggest thing and running for me is my happiness. And if I take it slowly, I'm more likely to be able to run for the rest of my life. And that was my biggest fear with actually being pregnant and having a baby. I was like, what if I can't run comfortably again? Thank goodness I can. You guys know that whatever your life situation, job situation, if you're training for triathlon, it involves a lot of moving parts, some compromises, and just generally being flexible and kind of thinking on your feet. And I was very much always someone who would move my training to fit my life, even before having a child. So nothing's really changed. I'm just maybe now like, because I'm not more flexible. I don't know, I think training maybe doesn't take such a high priority, but I'll find a way, because yeah, we all do, don't we? But today is a prime example of running with a lovely buggy. I'd prefer to do my runs without it. Some runs won't happen unless I'm using it. So yeah, I've made sure that today is a nice, easy run. I don't really do many sessions with the buggy because I just find it too hard and I'm too lazy. But anyway, I've moved today's session to be an aerobic run, which means right now I've got a nice lightweight buggy because I'm fitting it in after work on my way to get Magnus. But I'm going to drop the buggy off, do the bulk of my run, and depending on how well I'm doing time-wise, I might even get to walk home because it's all uphill. If not, I'll have to finish my warm down or running uphill with added resistance. I just got to nursery pickup with about 3 minutes to spare, and I've got 7 minutes of my run left to do, and I've got added weight for this bit of the run, haven't I? I don't think most parents turn up with a sweaty mess midway in their run, but hey, it's got to be done. It means I've got it done. By the time I'm home, I can hang out with a little dude. Yay. Right, here for the heavy run home. Yeah, so I now realise that actually I don't really feel guilty for going out and training when, because since being a mother, because I know that it makes me a better person. And also I think it's good to be a role model. Like, I want my child to grow up and see me doing sport and see women doing sport and not having to sacrifice that. But it is a balance. And I think I now maybe do shorter training sessions, but I don't say try to do them harder. I don't even know if I do. I just do shorter training sessions because I feel like I've ticked a box. And yeah, it's like just fitting it in. And I've got more inventive with my training, and realise that even going for a hike with Magnus in the backpack, that counts towards it. It doesn't all have to be a hard run session. It's all adds up to being physically fit, and that then contributes to me being able to push it when I do go, right, I'm locking in for 2 months. That's what I'm banking on. That my last year of just being fit and healthy since becoming a mother is going to actually mean that I can ramp it up. Hopefully you won't see me in the physio in a couple of weeks' time when I've just gone too crazy. Okay, no points for guessing what I've just been doing this morning. It was a very rushed swim. Sometimes the things have to be compromised, and for me it's usually the swimming. Luckily, it's okay to turn up to my office looking a little bright red at the face, or furry as it might be, with goggle marks and wet hair. Otherwise, I understand in some jobs that's not appropriate. But I managed 1,600 metres of a 2.7k session. I'm just going with the theory that something is pretty much always better than nothing, and it will add up if I keep going, keep getting it done. So another one ticked off, and HumanGO has given me 88% of that session. So I'll take that. If I'm doing 88% of everything, I'm doing quite well. Oh, right now, time to get to my desk and subtly munch on some toast. So as a woman doing sport, I've always felt like a responsibility of I don't even know if role model is the right word, because that sounds like I'm looking at myself like I'm a role model, and I don't mean that, but I feel that everyone is influenced by the people around them, and I am massively as well. And in our industry and working at GTN, I do get close contact with a lot of the pros and the pro women, and so many of them recently have been absolutely smashing comebacks from having babies, and it's so cool and it's so motivating. But it's also really hard not to compare yourself, and sometimes I can look at them and I'm almost like, oh my God, I hope that my friends don't look at them and think that's what we need to be like and that's how quick we need to come back. Then it makes me reflect on myself and wonder, like, how do people see me? And I feel like all I want is to encourage and give other women confidence, whether you've had a child or not. Like, if you're new to sport, or you're coming back from injury, or you're coming into it later on in life. And it's a weird balance, because I want to make it look great and enticing and, you know, share all the good moments of it. But I also want it to be real, and I don't want people to look at me and go, well, that's not attainable. Because I sometimes feel that with looking at the pros of like, oh my God, I couldn't have been back running in 2 months. I couldn't have been back racing in 4 months. And as a result of that, it's a strange one. And people mean it in a positive way, but, you know, on my sort of return, people are like, oh, you look fit, you look great. And then naturally you sort of take that on board and you kind of like, oh, well, that's important of like how I look and how I'm represented. But I'm also weirdly conscious that, yeah, I feel like I should look like an athlete to be doing the sport. But then I also want everyone to feel there's a space for them and how they look. And I find myself comparing myself to the pros in a weird way, and then remembering that I'm not a pro. It's not my life, it's not my career. I guess more that I want to encourage others that you can do it and you can come back. And there is no race against any timeline. It doesn't matter how quickly you get back to what form of fitness that is. Like, I say get back, that's probably the wrong word to use as well. Like, I'm so conscious with what the right terminology is, because people say bounce back, and I know that's had a really negative connotations, because A, we don't bounce after having a child, but also it's different. We don't need to compare to previous, because, you know, people keep asking me of like, oh, you know, are you back and whatever? And I'm like, well, I'm 2 years older anyway, and I just had a long time out of doing exercise, irrelevant of whether I'd had a child, and things are different. And I almost had like a reset of the goals, but there is that funny feeling of like, oh, if I feel like I look fit, then I'm almost a little bit happier in myself. But I know that's a very fine line to tread. And as the media, you know, we naturally, everyone, we look at people and go, oh, they look fit. But that doesn't mean anything. It's how you feel is so much more important. I have just finished a cheeky run session and I felt good. My motivation seriously ebbs and flows. Right now it's on a high. You know, that post-session feel. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of an insight into my training, where it's at the moment. Obviously, Weymouth is coming up. This is hopefully my last hard run. Haven't checked the programme before that. And we will be bringing you a video from that race. But if you want to get involved before race day or on race day and empathise with me whilst I'm battling with the rain, the forecast does not look good, well, get on Rouvy and you can now ride the course courtesy of James and GTN filming it. So the link will be in the description below. I'm not sure I have much more to say. I need a bit more oxygen. But if you have enjoyed this, then give us a thumbs up and I'll let you know how it all goes on the weekend.